We are wrestling.
Olympic hero Kurt Angle, and you're listening to the We Are Wrestling Podcast. We Are Wrestling Podcast.
Hey everybody, Eric Bischoff here, and you are listening to We Are Wrestling Podcast.
You're watching We Are Wrestling.
I'm the host with the most.
You are by far the least intelligent. Stay tuned, listen to the podcast. Best one, Donnie, might teach you a thing or two.
What is going on, We Are Wrestling Maniacs Worldwide? Ben here, one half of the We Are Wrestling Podcast.
If you ain't listening to the We Are Wrestling Podcast, bro, you're missing out. The king listens, and you need to too, bro.
Ricky knows best, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky knows best. Believe in me. God bless you.
We Are Wrestling Podcast.
We are wrestling.
What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, Mr. We Are Wrestling himself, the best one, Donnie, here with...
What's going on, We Are Wrestling Maniacs Worldwide? It is Ben, Uncle Ben, America's favorite uncle, one half of We Are Wrestling Podcast, and you already know what's good. We got a nice-ass show for you guys today. Before we get into that, what's going on, Cam?
What is up? It's Britt Baker's #1 fan, Casual Cam. What is up? She's pointing right to me, but what is up?
You guys will understand all that in next week's pre-recorded episode of the podcast. What we're talking about, you guys will get it next week, but we're not going to tell you what happened. But
Stay tuned.
We got a great stacked episode this week, filled with a lot of recaps and some big TNA news, which a lot of the times TNA does not make the news, but this time it's a main event news. But we got a great episode for you guys. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, and you're listening to this episode on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, give us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download the episode, and give us a follow. But if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, over on the YouTube channel, where you get the best pro wrestling content, and you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers, we recommend you guys to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. Videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO. And of course, you already know, the grind is real. Stop it! So I gotta ask you guys, how's your week been? But before we answer that, Cam, we haven't had you here on the We Are Wrestling Podcast in a while. How's life treating you?
Life's been pretty good. Sorry, I just keep looking at Britt Baker on your shirt.
Oh, man.
But no, life's been pretty good. I mean, just working a lot. And I took today off. That's why I'm here. Because I work on Thursday nights. But life's been pretty good. I mean, obviously it's Christmas season, so we're spending a lot of money, which that's not the best, but
Chatter.
I hate this season.
You got that right. How about you, Ben?
It's been pretty good. It's been a pretty good week. I've been really into God of War lately, and I literally stayed up until 5:30 this morning playing God of War. I pulled a middle school all-nighter, and I got sucked into a video game. I looked down at my phone. It was 11:30. Looked down again. It was 2 o'clock. Looked down for the last time. It was 5:30. So, yeah, it's been a very grind-worthy week. It's been kind of getting like my mind centered and everything, and it gives me like something to keep my mind busy and stuff. So it's been good. Can't really complain. But other than that, yeah, it's been a good week. How's your week been, man?
My week's been pretty solid. Over the weekend, Cam and we actually went to Blitzkrieg Pro, and a lot of the times we're in the front row, we're watching the shows, but for my very first time, because usually, Cam, you sell toys and stuff at all the shows, I actually ended up being a vendor as well, and made some good holiday side money, which is definitely helping the wallet.
Much needed.
Which is definitely much needed, you got that right. But I thought it was a great overall show, and I just love the working relationship that we do have with Blitzkrieg. And now, because of that show being over, we will not be at another Blitzkrieg show until February, unfortunately.
Aw.
Sadly. But
Can't
overall,
control.
like, it's been definitely a solid week trying to get my content prepared so that next week I can enjoy the holidays and I don't have to stress about uploads, editing,
Hell yeah.
and stuff. So pretty much like I'm trying to play chess here, not checkers.
Well, hey man, if you need any help with some editing, let me know. I'm kid free this weekend.
Well, I was just gonna hit you up after the episode about that.
Oh, well, perfect.
Because guys, I could make I'll actually make the announcement right now. So next week for the holidays, we will be having a couple vlogs coming up to the channel. And the first one will be Blitzkrieg Cool to Be You, which Ben actually edited the episode. And I highly recommend you guys check it out. I did some
was a fun
editing in
one.
there as well, but Ben did the majority of the work. And if you guys enjoy it, like, I want to give Ben more opportunities to do this. So
Peep
I think
those
it's a great
transitions
vlog.
when you watch them.
What show was that?
Smooth transitions, Ben.
You were
did a
selling
great
toys.
job.
We were in the front row, and it was Sammy Diaz versus Kevin Blackwood, and it was one of the coolest fucking.
And then
it was one of the
Dijak,
coolest
you
shits.
remember this, Cam? This was when Dijak went live on Instagram.
On Instagram.
Oh yeah,
That's the
yeah, I
clickbait.
remember that.
That's the
when,
clickbait
he was
for,
sitting
to get people
yeah,
to watch.
I tuned into his live.
Yeah,
And I got that on video.
yeah.
And then I had TJ Crawford yell at me when I said, "Yeah, you totally fucked up," and he said, "Shut up."
But yeah,
that shit
that was
was
that
great.
was
Please
a good
don't
show.
choke, Ben. Don't choke on the episode
I've just
of the podcast.
we've been to so
okay?
many of their shows, I can't even remember which one we went to.
all
Dude,
of them.
Blitzkrieg has been killing it this year with the shows. They've been very consistent.
I know it's been like one
Which
every
feels good.
month. I'm like Jesus.
I love it. Love it.
I was
Absolutely.
wondering why
love
this
it.
year felt so stacked for Blitzkrieg. I feel like I was just here.
Yeah, they had one like each month. I was like, damn.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, it's opportunities for you guys to sell some toys. So fuck it.
Well, I
until
usually
you
go
run
to
out
the
of toys.
shows,
Yeah.
but I had two for the holidays.
He's like,
I made some good
"Sometimes
money.
I dabble."
was happy. Sometimes I
Sometimes
gotta.
I dabble.
Which this weekend, Cam and I will be at Zombie Hideout. So if you are in
Fuck
Springfield,
yeah.
Mass, please come get a last minute gift and buy some of our shit,
We
please.
will be there selling toys.
Hell
We'll give
yeah.
you good deals. But a couple
Give
things
you a
before
nice
we get
piece of
into
coal.
the recap and the news for this week. First off, next week's episode, we have the We Are Wrestling Best One Award Show, which you can't vote anymore because it ended on December 18th. But if you guys want to find out what the results are for the award show, you got to tune in to next week's episode. And if you think that you could skip it, well, you can't because I deleted all the awards in the community tab and all the social medias. So if you want to find out the actual winners, you got to tune into the show. There's no cheat
Look at
codes
you,
in the We
smarty
Are Wrestling
pants.
universe.
Yurt.
And
You're a smarty
second
pants.
off, I know we're less than a week away from Christmas, but it's never too late if you need to get your mother, your father, your grandmother, your grandfather, your aunt, your uncle, your cousin, your brother, your sister, a friend, something for the holidays in their stocking or inside like one of those closed freaking Christmas boxes. You can go to prowrestlingtees.com and get yourself some We Are Wrestling t-shirts
Where's my
Yeah.
face?
that are available now. Cam, maybe next year in 2025. We have a lot of promotional things that we can't show until the end of the year.
And they probably want like next day delivery because I don't think it'll get to their house on time.
Yeah, you definitely need to pay that extra $50 for delivery if you want something to open on Christmas. Hey, we've been advertising it for the last couple of months.
Good
But
job.
now let's get
want a
into
cookie?
the We Are Wrestling highlight of the week this week. And what has got to be your highlight of the week, Ben, in the wrestling world?
In the wrestling world, honestly, I'm fucking hyped for Raw on Netflix in the first few matches because holy fucking shit, it's been great, dude. It's been absolutely great. The build up for just Roman and Solo alone for the Ulafala and all the vignettes and stuff we've been getting thus far. Obviously, CM Punk and Seth's been boiling for, obviously since he's been back, but with the injury and everything, we've gotten like a little bit like over like a year worth of that shit. So, just based on that alone, I mean, that's like the only thing that's on my mind is January 6th, bro. So like, I'm really hyped about that and like everything that's been added to it. So, that's probably going to be my highlight, like that and the Netflix kickoff. Cause like we've gotten a lot of like, some juicy stuff there. So I'm excited.
Hell yeah. What about you, Cam?
I can say that too, but NXT don't count, right? Like that.
NXT does count. Anything pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Like even the stuff that happened this week.
Yep. Even Independence, whatever it is this week
Okay.
in the wrestling world, that's our highlight of the week.
Confuse me when we film these that I don't know which count. I don't know what counts. But
everything
I'll
counts
say,
with highlights of the week. This is what your favorite thing was.
Dude, you're getting so many messages on Facebook. Jesus. I keep getting a buzz in my ear. Dude.
Raw anonymous general manager.
Yeah, but I would say my
quote,
highlight of the week, it'd be cool. It's what happened on NXT, and it happened between the Trick Williams and I don't even know the other guy's name.
Eddie Thorpe.
Yeah, Eddie was his name, and then when he shoved HBK, that was pretty cool, and I want to see what they do after that because that was kind of like the start of a story. I want to see what happens now, and that really caught my attention.
I will say, like, I don't cover a lot of NXT stuff here on the We Are Wrestling channel because there's so much going on. But I will say, like, I hated Eddie Thorpe, like, in the beginning of 2.0. But what they're doing right now with him and Shawn Michaels, I actually kind of like where they're going with
cool.
it. But if I had to pick a highlight of the week for myself this week, I got to go with Saturday Night Main Event overall. Like, yes, I was disappointed about Cody Rhodes retaining the title. It was a fun watch-along. Want to thank you guys for joining me and Cam. But I really loved the presentation to the entire show. Seeing Jesse Ventura come out and like
seeing all the legends.
Man, it was great. It was a great overall show. Like I love the old school presentation of it all.
Oh yeah.
So now, with that being said, let's get into the We Are Wrestling weekly recap for the We Are Wrestling podcast, episode 139. And this is some of the stuff that we're going to be recapping throughout the week as well. And it's been a crazy week filled with lots of crazy things that have happened. And starting things off, at the Saturday night main event, we saw Chelsea Green defeat Michin to become the first ever WWE Women's United States Champion. What's your thoughts on her being the first champion?
First of all, what a flattering first picture. Holy shit.
I know, you saw that too?
Underboob, yeah.
I was looking at that too.
There was it was like in my face, so I couldn't help
it was
but
like
not
the
notice
first
it.
thing I noticed. Like,
but either
who
or,
cares about her championship?
I care about her championship because it was a very great move. It was a very great move. Honestly, like everything that Chelsea Green has done in WWE since coming back up till now has made sense now. Like they were really waiting for this moment because she is a perfect person to make an inaugural champion. 100%, dude. She's talented as hell. She understands character work. She understands heat. She knows how to generate it, but she also knows how to deflect it with her in-ring capabilities, dude. Like she is a professional, and honestly, like I would have been happy if it went either way, even if it was Michin that one, and obviously that's a story for another time, but I'm fucking hyped on it, man. Like I'm excited to see what road Chelsea Green's going to go down, if she's going to drop this like Karen gimmick eventually while she has the title and becomes either a full-on babyface or a full-on heel. Like I'm interested in Chelsea Green 100%. Like there's nothing around it. Like I'm excited.
Can I just say this too about Chelsea Green before you give your thoughts, Cam, on this?
What up?
I gotta say, I am so happy on SmackDown we got what we wanted, Ben, last week. Because I really thought like they were gonna give it to Bayley and Tiffany because they've been feuding for months and we were just gonna get the same old typical booking, but we finally gave an opportunity to two women that fucking deserve
stars. We're breeding new stars. Finally.
Yes.
Finally.
Yes, Ben.
They took notes from NXT.
They took notes from fucking Vince McMahon being around. Like they took notes from just that. Like, dude, it is a breath of fresh air. We're finally getting new champions. We're finally getting mid-card titles for the women, which have been years over-deserving for these. Like, they have needed these. Like, their division was bleeding out without them. And now that they have them, dude, we're in for fucking treats, dude. Can you imagine
Oh,
the
yeah.
ladder matches we're gonna have, the street fights we're gonna have, fight pits we're gonna fucking have, no DQs, fucking. Oh my god, I quit matches, dude. Like it's gonna be stacked for the women now, dude. So I can't help but be excited.
And this
especially
was
with Chelsea Green. Fuck.
Mhm. And this was the best way to end 2024 is get these titles, and now they're going to Netflix. Like
Exactly.
you couldn't have ended 2024 on a better note. Like yeah, Chelsea won, that's awesome, but the titles itself,
Yeah, like that's just bread and butter.
That's no other way you can go into 2025 with all the momentum.
Bread and butter.
Wow.
Perfect.
Cam, I gotta say that was like one of your best takes you
Honestly,
ever had here on the podcast.
Yeah,
I gotta give you a round of
thoroughly
applause,
impressed.
man. That was good.
Yeah, thoroughly impressed.
That was really good.
But my thoughts on Chelsea is I loved it. I told Don when during the watch along, I was like, yeah, I want Chelsea to win, but I care less who wins because it's two women who deserve a title, and it's
That's how I
two
felt.
names that we don't hear often. Like when's the last time we heard Michin's name?
Yeah, exactly. And I think that having a women's intercontinental and a United States championship, this is a great way to motivate the women's roster because we're
And
going
build
into this
stars.
new year with Netflix and there's going to be a lot of eyes on the WWE. What better way to make these women work for something? You have something to work towards now. Finally!
It's not just special matches or battle royals or like
or
fucking
tag
tournaments.
matches
Yeah,
or
it's- we're
friggin'
getting
speed titles.
stars. We're
They
getting
actually
stars.
have something to work for.
Yeah, they're making stars, and they're
We're getting the
now
same
people
equal
are,
opportunities as men.
Yeah, like now these top level people like Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, if they lose the big title, they could go for these smaller titles.
So
No, that's where we're gonna stop you. No,
So
no, no,
now
no. Let them
we
focus on the
need-
big titles. I want to see Lyra.
No,
I want to see.
But you
I wanna
don't want
see
them to keep focusing on the
Kyrie.
big titles, then it's gonna get boring.
But
we don't
no,
want them on the
use
small
them as
titles.
scapegoats to put them over.
Yeah,
That's
they
There
don't
we
have
go.
to win
Yes,
the
put them
title.
over.
I just said
Okay.
Make the
bring
big
them down.
players the transitional champions. Yes, I understand
Like
what you
Chelsea Green versus Liv Morgan with
That'd be
Chelsea
great.
winning, that'd
Yeah.
be a great match.
That'd be
Oh yeah,
great.
if Chelsea wins, yes.
I'm
Yes,
talking
that's
I
about
just don't want to
yeah.
see like
Stepping
I just don't want to see like somebody get lost in the shuffle like Bailey, for example. They throw her in the women's United States title. She holds it, and it's just like this could be Chelsea. This could
Like,
be
I'm
Michin.
cool.
This
I'm
could be
cool.
somebody that's deserves it more.
Dude, I'm totally cool with bigger stars like Becky Lynch's, Charlotte Flair's winning them as long as they're transitional champions.
Yeah.
Like hold it for
Okay.
maybe a month.
I can
and drop
agree
it,
to that
You know,
with you guys. I
elevate
can
the
agree.
other superstar.
Yeah, I could see that because like we want these small stars to go up the next step.
Yeah, and
and
doing
then
it
go
like
to the
underwhelming
women's
opponents will just be
championship.
bullshit.
Like,
So like no,
Chelsea-
give them some
Yes, he's gonna
adversity.
have a good
I'm with
run.
you. I'm with you. As long as they're transitional champions, I am totally on board with you guys here.
Like let Chelsea go with this title for a good 8 months. I would say 6-8 months.
I agree.
and
6
then-
months at least.
Because that's kind of where like 6 months. That's kind of by WrestleMania, right?
Bet. Yeah.
Kind of.
Absolutely.
That's halfway.
Well, speaking of somebody that should have been a transitional champion, at WWE Saturday Night Main Event, Cody Rhodes defeated Kevin Owens to retain the Winged Eagle WWE title. After the show went off the air, Kevin Owens delivered a pop-up power bomb pile driver popped up pile driver to Cody Rhodes, leaving him on a stretcher. What's your thoughts about this whole angle that happened?
I told every single person that thought Kevin Owens was gonna win that they were fucking delusional. They're
Yep,
Yeah,
might as well just fucking flip me off then.
Because I told y'all like it wasn't happening, dude. He's not dropping a major title at a Saturday night's main event. This is Cody Rhodes we're talking about. Like,
But
they're
now
not gonna do it.
he's gonna drop at the Rumble.
That I wouldn't even see
No,
that.
he's gonna
dude.
hold it
I would say
until
Mania. I would say Mania.
They're gonna
But
keep him till
they're
Mania.
building this up with Kevin Owens that
It's
something's
not
gonna happen.
It's not gonna
Nope.
happen, dude.
Cody's
No,
just gonna
it's
come.
too soon.
Cody's gonna come back, fucking mighty Cody, and he's gonna fucking kick out of every fucking pile driver, whatever Kevin gives him, and he's gonna retain the belt. Him and Randy will fight at Mania. We already know what's happening.
Yeah, it's him and Randy, dude. Like him and Randy are going to Mania. Like and Randy's gonna win his 16th championship there.
So you're
I hope
basically
so.
saying Randy's winning the Rumble?
Yes. No, it could.
There's
be
ways
done
to
with
get
or
in there. They
without.
could do Elimination Chamber number
I
one
think
contenders
Elimination
match.
Chamber. I think Chamber. Like
So
with-
whoever
Him and
wins
Owens will be the final
Rumble
two, and I think
is
Randy
gonna-
beats him.
basically facing Gunther at Mania. That's kind of what you're saying,
Huh?
or facing.
I think it's going to be
title?
Damian Priest
Where
that wins the
fuck did
Rumble.
Gunther come from?
No, because
I was like, where did
Gunther has the
come
other.
He has the
title.
World Heavyweight title.
We're talking about Cody Rhodes and
Yeah, but
and
you're
the
saying
WWE title.
Randy's gonna face Cody at Mania.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm saying the Rumble, whoever wins the Rumble is gonna go after that Gunther's title.
Yes,
Gunther is
that's
still
what we're
even
saying.
champion by that time.
Yeah, but I'm
yes.
saying that title.
Yes.
Yes.
The winner of the Rumble will be going for that title. Yes.
Yes.
That's why I said Gunther, because he's holding that title.
Oh, say yeah.
Now it makes sense what you're
Yeah.
saying. Okay, so like here's what I thought. Like with Kevin Owens, man, they had the perfect opportunity to make this man a transitional champion until the Royal Rumble. Cody faces some adversity and Cody beats him for the title at the Rumble.
Man.
But I will say, like, I wish they showed this angle on Saturday Night Main Event. It would have given me, like, a better
He
rating
didn't-
on the damn show.
Cody does not need adversity anymore. Cody went through a year's worth of adversity just to get the damn title. He's not going to need adversity with Kevin Owens.
Man, Kevin Owens deserves to hold the title.
He does.
He does.
But
I will agree.
I think the main title is done and over with him. I think that's done. World Heavyweight, 100%. I could see it happening, and I could see him being in a fucking pillar.
He needs that title.
I could see him being a pillar for the World Heavyweight title, but I think as the face of the company, Kevin Owens just does not fit that. He doesn't. He really does not.
But he's killing it right now.
He's killing it, but it's not the right title. Like, it's not. It just does not look right on him. The World Heavyweight, it's just, that is a fighter's title where the WWE Championship is the company's title.
Yeah, I kind of get where you're. I get
that's
where
what I'm
you're coming
saying.
from.
Yeah, it's the World Heavyweight has always been a more brutal title.
But I didn't forget, there's one person I'm blaming for Kevin Owens losing this, and that's fucking Angelo. You are so lucky, Ben, you are not a part of that live watch along over the weekend. He was pissing me off on Saturday Night Main Event. You could ask Cam how annoyed I was getting with Angelo, man. He just kept saying, Kevin Owens, he doesn't need to win this. Cody Rhodes, he was being a Cody crybaby.
Title, but he does not need to win. Fucking, he doesn't need to win the Universal right now. It doesn't fit Kevin Owens. The World Heavyweight title and just that what that World Heavyweight title represents. That's Kevin Owens all the way.
And have him beat Damian Priest.
I can agree with that.
That would be a fucking banger.
There is people that
Gunther. I'd rather him beat Gunther because that's Battle of the Power Bombs right there, man.
Yeah, if Gunther actually does turn face, which they've been kind of teasing, like the twiner with him, which we'll get into in a little bit. I could see that.
But I don't see Damian turning back heel.
No, he's not. He's going to be a face.
Have to.
So face versus face.
If Damian beats Gunther at WrestleMania, like he's going to be the face, Gunther's going to be the heel, obviously. But going into it with Damian Priest versus a heel Kevin Owens, I could see happening.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens is possible. I can see that too, but I think they're still kind of stuck up with Damian and Finn Balor, and I think they're gonna keep.
Well, I think they're gonna do that until Rumble, but we're gonna have to wait and see what happens.
I think they're gonna take it all the way to Mania, unfortunately.
But I will say this:
want that, but
I don't think it's gonna be until Mania. I don't see that happening. I think we're gonna get Finn and Dirty Dom. But getting back into Cody Rhodes now, I will say I was upset with him winning at first. But then, after going on Twitter, X, seeing that video of Kevin Owens giving him that pile driver, I think they made the right call now with giving Cody the championship, letting him hold on to it, because now Cody's going to be written off of TV. Kevin Owens is pretty much going to act like he's the champion. So I'm honestly okay with this. And I think that they did a good job. Good way to give Cody a break.
He walked around headquarters with the title.
I love what KO's doing right now. But speaking of something that I actually enjoyed, and I know you guys probably don't care, so we'll try to make this one quick. At GCW on Saturday, Chris Jericho showed up and attacked Matt Cardona after his match with Effie. What's your thoughts on this?
Ooh, an AEW star breaking out into the Indies to further a storyline, something we haven't seen 25,000 times before.
Ooh, then the next week on Dynamite, Matt Cardona comes face to face with Chris Jericho.
Rampage, fuck off.
Oh, it was on Rampage.
Sorry.
Bad.
Collision.
Oh,
fuck
what
off
was
again.
it on?
Oh, sorry. Ring of Honor, the other third show that nobody watches.
But
I think this did shock some people, though, in the wrestling world because of all the stuff that was happening with the whole Ricky Starks and GCW situation. because like there's reports after that with AEW people not being allowed to go to GCW. So Matt Cardona must have like done something here to like mend like fences or something with Brett and TK, maybe.
That and probably Chris Jericho, because Chris Jericho is a fucking legend, and like Chris Jericho has pull. Like whether you love him or hate him, whatever, he has pull. He has pull.
He is an opportunist,
everywhere.
and I think that he knew that this was going to get some attention.
That and he's just one of those people that's been everywhere so much that he's friends with literally everybody. He could pull strings like that, man.
Yeah, and I could see what they did there. This was like the perfect way to build the feud up a little bit, going up to their final battle at Ring of Honor.
Wow, you actually knew the name of that, Cam? Holy shit! Yo, I'm impressed this episode with you. But
keywords: final battle, final pay-per-view of the year.
I'm just surprised you know a Ring of Honor paper. I'm impressed. But with Chris Jericho though showing up, I've hated everything he's done in 2024. Except for what he's doing the last couple weeks with Matt Cardona. I feel like this is what Jericho
is probably the best Chris Jericho
has
we've
needed.
had.
And him showing up to GCW, I think that was kind of cool because it was very unexpected. With Jericho, anytime he could do something like that, he's going to take full advantage of it. So I thought this was kind of cool. And believe it or not, these two really do have me interested in watching this match that they're doing. And I've never been interested in a Ring of Honor program since Tony Khan bought it. I think I'll watch highlights. I don't think I'm going to buy it.
You're not going to buy it for $9.99?
But moving on now to our next weekly recap. On Monday Night Raw, we got a quick teaser video teasing Penta's WWE debut with his logo appearing. What's your thoughts on this?
I'll let you gentlemen take care of this one.
So he's coming back, but let's remind everyone.
Coming back? He's going too.
Yeah, but I'm talking about when the War Raiders were coming back and they did a logo similar to that, and people thought Penta was coming.
I do remember that.
Remember that?
Now that you mention that, that was like
you remember that?
That was like last year or something.
No, it was
like
I would say a couple
I
months
thought we
ago.
were talking about the Penta and the thing going on this year.
Yeah, no, he's talking about the logo, like
the
being
logo,
teased.
because something happened
because
on
something
Monday
like that,
Night Raw.
It happened a couple months ago, and then people were speculating it was Penta,
same,
even though it was
the same logo that Penta does, and
Yeah,
people
it's a rumor.
were so hellbound about being Penta, and finds out
because
it's
people
the War
aren't
Raiders.
people that watch pro wrestling typically are not educated with history.
No,
so
they aren't.
yeah,
So
no, it's a
hopefully
rune. It's a
this
a
logo
Nordic rune.
Hopefully, is him coming to Raw, but you never know with WWE.
That is true.
It could be
I think that it is. Like now that like the reports are out that Penta's contract with AEW is up. Ray Phoenix is going on Twitter meltdowns trying to get released from AEW. I think that Penta has definitely signed with WWE, and I could see him being on the Raw brand because he doesn't really need to go to NXT. So I kind of like this. I like the little teaser.
And Tony is doing something with Phoenix because like now, even like with these meet and greets with Phoenix, he's not allowed to do them anymore because
he's like pulling them and stuff.
Yeah, he's pulling Phoenix off of all these meet and greets now.
But I will say this: I kind of want Penta to come to WWE as a heel, and I kind of want him to work with Rey Mysterio first. I feel like that'd be pretty cool.
I could see that because Rey Mysterio really doesn't have a feud right now.
Yeah, Rey's just being that locker room leader. I did like what they did with him in New Day, but that's something else to talk about another day. But moving on to our last We Are Wrestling weekly recap. On Monday Night Raw, we saw the War Raiders win the WWE World Tag Team Championships against the Judgment Day. What's your thoughts on this?
Oh, you, Ben.
I
have nothing to say.
They really just started performing together again recently. So I mean, it just feels like another. It feels just like another transitional thing where they don't know what the fuck they're doing with their tag teams again. So I don't have much to say about it, man.
Like there's other tag teams that have been here longer than, like, I know they've been here for a while, but they got hurt. But there's other tag teams that could have. I mean, just like on SmackDown, Motor City Machine Guns.
I'm talking about Raw.
I know, but I'm talking about the same thing happened on SmackDown.
But who else on Raw that are tag teams that were more deserving?
You see, that's kind of tough because they haven't really done anything with
Because
like, the
there's
tag teams on the
none!
Raw.
Because there's none!
Yeah, I feel like there's more on
There's
SmackDown.
none!
They had an opportunity like with Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. I thought that that's the
would've-
direction
that
they were
makes
going
sense.
in.
Sense either, and it's so generic. Like, I loved mixed shit when it was like fucking Rey Mysterio and Batista. Like, give me something like
That's
that.
a Vince
Give me
McMahon.
something
That's
that
a Vince
makes-
McMahon booking right there.
But it was great. Everybody was hot on that.
I agree.
It was great because the timing was right. They struck the iron while it was hot. It made sense, and it was fucking awesome. Like, it just... WWE nowadays has this weird thing where they just throw two people fucking together and just like, you're a tag team now, and you're gonna win the titles tomorrow, even though nobody's really seen you guys perform. It's just like they're just giving it to the Viking
Yeah, but
Raiders,
they've
I feel
been
like,
they've been
because they're an
teaming in
established tag
WWE
team.
since
That's it.
debuting, and even
They,
outside of WWE.
they should have just gave it to New Day at that point. I think
Well,
they're
I'm
the
just
only
saying
Get
two.
rid of the tag team titles because they don't fucking handle them right
Or,
anyways.
to be honest, they should just have
I
one.
think that
school.
this is this is fresh start. I
And
like this.
I agree. I would prefer this and the way that it went down over anything else.
Because Finn and
but-
JD, they fucking sucked as champs.
They
Because they didn't
but,
defend them.
Yeah, it was
They
bad
didn't.
booking. It was bad booking. I
But
agree.
they should just go back to one set of tag team titles. Because the same thing's happening on SmackDown.
All right, either or. Yeah, cool, fresh thing. You know, what's your thoughts, Don?
So my thoughts on War Raiders winning this. I know when they repackaged them as the Viking Raiders with Sarah Logan, I know that you were very you
I loved
loved what they were doing.
And I would love Sarah Logan to come back, 100%, even if it's under the War Raiders. Like,
But now this
the same
is
thing.
okay, but now getting back to what I was saying now. This is the side of the War Raiders that I've been wanting in WWE because I felt like what they were doing there as the Viking Raiders, like just doing the generic, like it felt cartoony, like it didn't feel real. This is what I wanted. Like I want them to be real. I want them to be themselves. And it feels like that's the direction that we're going back into with them. And I think that this is a fresh start. Like I love the video, like I love the promo package that we got before the tag match with them like talking about their personal lives, with dealing with the injuries, with their necks and stuff, and then talking about I believe Eric talked about how like he wants to win this championship for his son. And like that's the side I love seeing with them. I do hope Sarah Logan comes back with them. But I like the more realism that we're getting with them, and I think giving Eric and Ivar to tag champs right now, this is a perfect way to refresh the tag division going into this Netflix era.
It's only a good refresh if they actually defend the titles.
And I think that we're gonna start getting that. I think Triple H realizes what he's doing. But
I hope so.
now, with that being said, let's get into the We Are Wrestling Weekly news and rumors. And we only do have a couple of these, so we will fly through them before we get into our main event. Starting things off, according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Matt Cardona was offered an AEW contract. As of right now, it's not 100% confirmed if he signed or not. What's your thoughts on Matt Cardona? Should he sign with AEW and Ring of Honor, or...
I don't care because Matt
Yeah.
Cardona's been pulling the same shit for the last 3 fucking years about how he's the indie king and how he doesn't need to be tied down to a contract because he makes so much money and yada yada yada. He's a fucking belt collector. He's fighting legends. Da 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 da. Boring. We covered this 3 times once in 2022, once in 2023, and here we are in 2024.
Hey, we gotta
Wait
talk
for-
about it
just
once a
wait
year,
for
Ben. We gotta
2025.
keep the tradition alive.
Listen, unless he does something magical like pull a rabbit out his fucking ass, then I won't. Then I'll finally be compelled that something that Matt Cardona does. But until that time, I don't care personally. But what are you guys' thoughts?
You want Matt Cardona in WWE? I know.
I just want him to do something fucking different. I just want him to do something different, not the same fucking. Oh, did he sign a contract? The same one question we ask every day about Matt Cardona. Nobody cares. Just sign with a fucking company, get happy, retire, and do wrestler shit.
Or collect toys.
I'm watching wrestling, not Jeopardy.
Yeah, make his toys.
Big Rubber Guys, you can get them on. I'm not even gonna advertise it. We don't get sponsored by them. Cam.
I mean, good for him if he goes to AEW. I mean, he's teasing it. What now? He's facing Chris Jericho now. All of a sudden, I mean, he's been on AEW before without a contract. I mean, he shows up sometimes. You don't see him showing up in WWE, but
Ooh, he might be showing up more than once. Ooh.
yeah, like
I'd love to see like a Royal Rumble surprise with him. I feel like that
Even if
get
it's a
massive
one-off,
pop.
like even that's
like,
exciting.
That would be cool.
Like a Zack Ryder one-off would be so
like
cool.
a Royal Rumble comeback. That would be cool.
Fuck
Just
that.
one time.
Give me Zack Ryder, have him get eliminated, and then have Matt Cardona come out.
That would
Fuck
be
that.
pretty fucking cool.
That
He
would
should
be
consider
sick.
doing that. I know
Have him
Zack
come
is
out-
dead, but that would be pretty fucking sick.
That would be cool.
That would be
cool.
so fucking sick. The way that Foley came out on all three of his like
1998 Royal
Have him
Rumble! One
come
of my
back
favorite
as-
Rumbles of all
have
time.
him come back as Zack Ryder as the bro thing. Have everybody be like, "What the fuck?" Have him like go into the ring and immediately get eliminated, goes to the back, and then at number like 27 or 28, have Matt Cardona come out and clear house.
Always
That'd be sick
ready.
as fuck. That'd be
Dude,
sick as fuck.
that would be a massive reaction because at first, like, it would be like the Chelsea Green reaction when
See,
she made
this
her
is what I mean.
debut.
That
What the
would
hell
be
are they doing with
creative.
her? And they
Okay.
could do
That would
the
be
same
creative.
thing with Zach. That would be perfect.
See,
Wow, Ben.
That would be
Wow.
creative. That is exciting. Oh, did he sign a contract? Boring as fuck. Oh, he joined the Royal Rumble
Shit.
twice in the same night as fucking.
Shit,
Matt
I'm in the
Cardona
Major
and
Wrestling
Zack Ryder.
Figure
Boom.
podcast Facebook group, and I need to message Matt Cardona about this. Like, this
Yes,
is
you do.
great shit.
Yeah.
Yes, you do because it can
you
still be
pay
a
to
one-off,
go,
and he
so
can
you better
he can
do it.
join twice.
This is
as
a perfect, like,
different personas.
re-debut for W. Ben, you're cooking. You're
he-
cooking,
he-
Ben.
Now he can sign with WWE now.
Like I
'cause
said,
Chelsea won the
just
title.
do
Hopefully you
something
didn't sign the
exciting.
dot, Matt.
Like I said, just something exciting. That's it.
Something different. I get it.
Different.
I get what
you
you're
know,
saying.
and that would be fucking history breaking. People would be talking about that for years.
That
Dude,
would be
we
pretty
can-
epic.
The final product, if he goes to AEW, he's not going to be used.
And how funny would that be? Have Zack Ryder come out, get a couple licks in, and get thrown out immediately. People are like, "Oh, boo, boo, fucking who?" And then number 27, Matt Cardona
It's
comes
the
out. as, like,
perfect way to
the deathmatch
troll
king.
the IWC.
That's how you shake a fucking atmosphere in a landscape.
Because
Yeah,
like,
dude.
it's because then you're gonna have people so mad about it. But then if he shows up as Matt Cardona, it's like you all just look stupid.
And WWE is no
And we probably
stranger to doing
honestly would
one-offs.
fall for it. We probably would have fell for it if they did
Exactly.
that.
And WWE
And
is
sometimes
not
you have to
shy.
do that you have
not
to do
shy
that.
for one-offs. Exactly.
Exactly. Ben, you're cooking, man. You're cooking. But getting into this like AEW ROH thing, like at this point, just like you, Ben, I am getting a little frustrated here because I love Matt Cardona. I love
I do
Zack
too.
Ryder.
I
And I think
do.
that like because of like our reactions about him doing the same thing, like we need to put that out there. Like we
Yes.
love Matt Cardona,
Yes.
which is why like we just want him to just sign somewhere
I love
because
the
you
person,
can only
not the
do the indie
situations.
thing for so long.
I love the person, not the situations.
Exactly.
so,
like I think at this
100%.
point, like I'm gonna be honest, like him being an AEW / Ring of Honor has kind of got me a
It's
little bit
stale.
intrigued. Like I'm saying, like it's a little bit interesting, which is why like, but the reason why I feel like I can't like sink my teeth into it fully is because we don't know if he's signed or not, and like why am I gonna sink my teeth into it if he's not signed?
We'll find.
We've already
we'll
seen him
find
have
out
a couple
next week on
one-offs
AEW
before.
Collision.
Hey, Collision and Rampage are actually getting pretty good. AEW's coming back to their old ways, man. Wait till
It's the Winter
2025.
Classic. Don't get your hopes up.
I don't know, man. We'll have to wait and see. Dynamite last night, they were in a smaller venue, and it did really fucking good. Even Danny Huckins said it, and he's been criticizing the product a lot this year.
Then they should stick to smaller venues.
Oh, I agree. But now, like to end things, like Matt Cardona, this is how we're gonna find out if he signed or not. If he beats Jericho at Final Battle, he signed a deal. If he didn't, then it's a one-off.
Yep.
But we'll have to wait and see what happens. Moving on now to our last We Are Wrestling weekly news and rumors. At the Raw on Netflix kickoff press conference, Logan Paul returned. He is out of retirement and now will be a part of the Raw roster. Logan said these washed-up fighters, Conor McGregor and Mike Tyson, all want a payday with him. He's going to WWE Raw to take things from wrestlers in WWE. He says he's taken over. Logan Paul also said that he is going to be a future world champion, and they kind of tease something with him and Gunter. How do you feel about Logan and Gunter world title feud?
Obviously, it's for the publicity and obviously for
Yeah.
the endorsement because they're moving Logan Paul to Raw, which is going to be premiering on Netflix, which is one of the most historical moves in WWE history. And he's a moneymaker and a draw. Why wouldn't they do this? Business 101.
Perfectly said. And we
Yep.
all knew he wasn't retired.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, we all knew
stupid.
that one. You should have seen Ben's reaction when we had to talk about it on the weekly news. That was, I think, last week's episode. Ben loved that one.
But
Oh man.
I
But
mean-
I will say this before you do give your thoughts, Cam. I will say, like, when it comes to like Logan Paul and like the World Championship, the WWE title, I get it's all for publicity, but earn it. Do something. Like, I just don't want to see Logan get handed a title shot against Gunter.
he's got handed every other title shot.
Yeah.
He got handed the U.S. title.
He actually had some matches before that.
Well, he did
earned.
2 matches, then he just got a title shot.
Kind of
He
true.
can do a cool special move in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I don't know. I get why they do it, but
They're doing it because he's a moneymaker.
it's true. Yeah, and it's a business at the end of the day. Ben's
Business
right.
is all about money at the end of the day.
Yep. So now, with that being said, let's get into our main event topic for the We Are Wrestling podcast episode 139. And this one, there's a lot of things to talk about here.
Oh, God.
And we got some big TNA news, departures, and contract updates. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, there may be more TNA departures coming. One of the things that happened is a lot of talent were asked to take pay cuts. I don't know how many. That's what Meltzer said. And as of right now, here's all the talent so far who are either their contract is expiring or departing from the company. So I do have a slide here with each person, so we're going to add this here. And starting things off, we have, not even going to try to pronounce his name, Kushida. And he's a former NXT guy, and according to PW Insider, he'll be primarily focusing on New Japan Pro Wrestling going forward, and he did leave TNA on good terms, so the door is open for potential appearance down the line. Next guy, he's another former WWE guy that signed a 1-year deal with TNA, Trent Stevens, which he has finished up in TNA, and I don't think he's coming back. Our next person we have is Josh Alexander. Seems like he's moving on from TNA, which I believe his contract is up in February, same time as Jordan Grace.
Yo, peep that fucking referee peeping that ass right now, though. He's staring at that thing. He's like, yo, I'm about to give it all away for him.
It wouldn't be a main event topic without Ben pointing out something that's happening in the background of a picture.
That's my boy, Ben.
And moving on now to the next person, Jade Chung, who's Josh Alexander's wife. PW Insider reports that she will depart when her contract is up at the end of the year. She was doing interviews and doing ring announcing for TNA. And one of the more notable names that we could talk about, Rhino, has also announced that he wrestled his last match in a TNA ring over the weekend at Finals Resolution. So he'll no longer be in TNA. Speedball Mike Bailey, we talked about this on the show, I believe like a month ago. He's finished up with the TNA, his contract's up, and there's reports that he's going to be going to AEW, I believe once the Continental Classic is over. Jordan Grace will be working with Tessa Blanchard in her final feud before leaving for WWE, which means I believe she becomes a free agent literally February 1st, which is Royal Rumble.
Yep.
And last but not least, AJ Francis. His contract expires at the end of the year. I know TNA is interested in bringing him back. I know he just had a world title match against Nick Nemeth, but nothing has been signed yet or really no news. But how are we feeling about these departures for
I don't
So
TNA?
care about
basically, half the
any
roster
of
is
them.
leaving.
Except for Jordan Grace and Josh Alexander, because those are fucking TNA heart and soul right there. So those
Let's
are
talk
the only
about it.
two that are going to really shake the landscape. Everybody else couldn't give a fuck less. Obviously, Josh Alexander's wife is going with Josh, wherever he ends up. I have a feeling probably NXT, WWE, because they seem to fit the mold. Jordan Grace obviously is destined for great things. We know we could probably fantasize 5 big matches she's going to absolutely have when she enters the company. like we could like I could go on and on about the things that are on the horizon for that woman, and I wish her the best of luck because my God, she's going to have an illustrious career, and she's going to be a fucking world champion, WrestleMania main eventer, possible Royal Rumble winner. Because honestly, I'm putting it on her this year. Low key, that is my win to win the WWE Women's Royal Rumble. Is Jordan
winning
Grace.
the Rumble?
Yep,
I'm not against
that. Is going to be history.
Me
that is going to be
too.
history. And I'm telling you this right now: WrestleMania, Rhea Ripley defending Jordan Grace, calling it. That is going
Calling
to
it
be
right
night
now.
one.
Grace is coming out at
Don't
number
tell
2.
Alex Johnson that.
Night one, calling it. Night
Liv
one.
Morgan's not going to be on the WrestleMania card, Alex.
Give it to Rhea
Not
Ripley
sorry.
because who is really going to believe that Liv Morgan can throw fucking Jordan Grace around? Nobody.
Man,
Nobody.
Grace versus Rhea Ripley, dude.
And
That is
Grace
a
is
battle
coming
of the
number 2.
Goliaths. That is
That's
a Goliath fucking. That is a battle of the Goliaths, bro. Like I would pay great money to see that shit live. But Josh
and it's believable
Alexander,
too.
Josh Alexander, I see him as a mid card winner. Like I see him as like an IC winner, like an IC title winner. And I think that he would thrive on the mid card because I'm not saying like mid card as in like under the shuffle. I'm talking like main eventing mid card. Like I'm talking like in the title picture, fighting for the title, elevating other superstars because he's had quite a career as well. So that's the only thing that's really going to shake the core of TNA. Other than that, they can really survive. Rhino, he's a Hall of Famer everywhere. So it's like I'm excited for I hope that he retires because he's been doing this a long time, and you can only go so far with the style that he wrestles in and competes in.
I do want to say something about Rhino.
What's up?
Out of all these names, I think a lot of people are like very surprised by Rhino departing TNA. I'm not, because I have followed Rhino's career, and one thing that I know about him is he is a Triple H guy. And I could see him signing a WWE legend / nostalgia deal. And I could see him also like being a coach and maybe like a producer in WWE behind the scenes.
I could
and
see
also
that
still
too.
take some like limited dates and stuff for like signings, and
For
he can
sure.
wrestle
He's
maybe.
Legends deal. Yeah.
But I definitely see him being like the next person to sign a Legends deal.
Oh, bro, I could see him at the Classic next year.
Because him and Triple H,
100%.
they love each other, so I could definitely see it.
Yeah, Rhino's great, man. But as far as like as far as TNA goes, and
in the mid, before I forget, in the mid like 2010s when they brought back a lot of people, that was Triple H's call, bringing Rhino back to WWE.
Yeah,
and he teamed up with Heath Slater.
Yes, he did. But in terms of like TNA and what's going on with them and like how everything's like kind of being handled right now, like we knew that this was going to happen. Like TNA was dead in the water the moment that it revitalized and Scott D'Amore was let go of. Like we knew that it was dead in the water. Once a lot of those bigger names start going back to WWE, TNA's they're gonna flop, dude. They're going to, because you're asking your entire locker room to take pay cuts. That's not good, man. Like
Especially
that's not good.
In a year that they're profitable, you would think that they would, because this is why AJ Styles left TNA for New Japan and Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
not a
he
good
knows
look.
too. He knows too, and that's another reason as to probably why he denied going into the Hall of Fame. Not only because he's active, but because, dude, like what the fuck?
He did kind of do
what
him
the
dirty.
fuck? TNA is really suffering right now, man, and. I'm happy for these people that are moving on to better things. I feel bad for everybody else left behind, because there's not going to be much left behind too. So there's nothing to it's awful because I wanted TNA to thrive so badly, but
here's the thing that makes things very interesting with TNA. You never know, and Anthem does have a lot of money to play around with. This is why TNA, they do a lot of the short-term contracts, because they do like to spice things up a lot of the times to try to keep the product relevant and interesting. Yeah. And I'm very curious to see like who they're looking at to sign, because they are going into bigger venues going into 2025. So something has to be happening that we don't know.
Maybe.
I feel like Baron Corbin probably signed with TNA. I have a feeling he's one of the names.
Maybe.
Which there has been no reports or any speculations on that. That's just my rumor.
Yeah.
But Cam, how do you feel about these names that are either leaving TNA, departing?
So I know a couple of them. Alexander, I do know, and that's a big name leaving. That sucks that he's leaving, but wherever he goes, hopefully it's like I agree with Ben. definitely want him going to NXT, then going to the main roster and being a mid card title. Jordan Grace, we all know. Rhino, I do want him to see go back to WWE, maybe for like one more like run or backstage, like you said. Speedball Mike Bailey, he's going to AEW. Good for him. Hopefully he gets used, because I know they're very famous for not using their talent.
I don't know, when it comes to like guys that are like pro wrestlers and like that's pretty much their gimmick, their character, I feel like they do use those type of wrestlers over there,
good.
because they're more like the stories
He'll
are
be the
being
main
told
event
in
on
the
the
ring.
Rampage.
Yeah, but they're actually doing more professional
but at least
wrestling
they're using
matches,
him and putting him in matches. Yeah.
which I believe like with Speedball, he's gonna have no problem in AEW.
The New Japan guy, good for him going back to New Japan. Hopefully he does good there. Top Dollar, I'm sorry, but you're a jobber. I care less about you.
Oh, no. Okay, that's that. Yeah, no.
He was a
no,
jobber in WWE.
I'm cutting you off, Cam. Now
He was a jobber in WWE.
Have you seen anything he's done in TNA?
TNA he did good.
I
He's doing
have.
good in TNA, but
Because I think he's fucking killed it in TNA this year.
And he's doing good with his one-on-one run, but he could have been used way better in WWE.
No, that's true. I agree with you on that. But like his TNA run, like you can't deny like
he's
he had a
doing
bad
good in
run.
TNA, and hopefully it stays like that. And
himself.
hopefully he stays in TNA.
That's what I'm hoping too.
Because if he goes to any other promotion, he's just gonna become a jobber again.
Yeah, I can actually agree with that. But now I'll share my thoughts on these wrestlers here. I will say Josh Alexander, I agree with Ben and you, Cam. I think that Josh, he's probably going to end up going to NXT. I could definitely see them doing like a program with him and Ethan Page, because they had that relationship in Impact Wrestling as the North. So I could definitely see them doing something there with them. And then on the main roster, I would love to see like Josh maybe like join like American Made, or like have a feud with Chad Gable. I think that they could definitely create some magic there. Two amateur wrestlers going at it. I would really enjoy that. Rhino, I do think that he's just going to sign a Legends deal and probably be a part of WWE, either behind the scenes or like coaching. Jordan Grace, obviously WWE. She's going to kill it. Big star. She's going to have a Hall of Fame career when it's all said and done. Speedball Mike.
Oh, no, after you're done.
Okay. Speedball Mike Bailey. I'm very excited to see what he could do in AEW, because I feel like the style of wrestling that he does, it fits so perfect in AEW. And I think like having him and like Will Ospreay in the ring, him and freaking Ricochet, like I'm thinking of those high flyers, and I feel like Speedball is one of the greatest high flyers like right now, who's very underrated. So I think AEW picking him up, I feel like he's going to be a better fit there than he would in WWE.
Yeah.
So I just got news that it's January 1st. AEW will start rolling episodes and pay-per-views from 2019 and up onto HBO Max, while also streaming on HBO Max. It just came out on Fightful. Dan just sent the link into the We Are Wrestling group chat.
Oh, that's the message I got on
January
here.
1st.
I'm happy about that. Hell yeah.
Yep. January 1st.
Good for AEW, man. Just like WWE getting that Netflix deal, I'm glad AEW is going to finally utilize Max. They're partners with Warner Brothers Discovery. Like, they should have been on this already, but hey, it's better now than never. But we also do have some like another thing going on with TNA now. These reports actually just came out earlier today, and there's some TNA fans that are not happy about this. During the TNA tapings last weekend, the reigning TNA X Division champion, Moose, threw down his X Division title, announcing that a new title would officially debut at TNA Genesis, which means the TNA X Division title has now been retired.
Cool.
I am not happy about this.
I mean,
Hey, the floor is all yours.
Like, you
Go ahead.
already took away the six-sided ring from me.
Dude.
You took away Universal Studio Florida from me.
Dude,
One of
I
the
can
best
take a whole
crowds.
nap.
And now you freaking take the X Division Championship away?
Might as well take
my goodness.
the
I love
TNA
how
water
the X
title
Division
away too,
Championship
right?
is the end of the world, but titles have been changing like for history. Like there has been
Because TNA
changes constantly.
Ricky would understand this. Ricky would know. Like, that's what TNA was built around, was the X Division. That is what made TNA what it is today.
Hey.
The AJ Styles, the Christopher Daniels, the Samoa Joes, the Austin Aries.
Man, look, the best way I'm going to put it to you is The Sopranos is over and Adventureland is gone. It's time to find a new hangout and a new show.
Fuck you, I love
'Cause things
Adventureland,
change.
bitch.
That's what I'm saying. I did too. Like those things, it's a time of change now, man. So
Yeah,
we got to get just with the
If
times.
you live in Western Mass, you guys know what Adventureland is.
And you know how peak that shit was.
But yeah, like Ben says,
I
time
lost my
changes.
Rikishi figure in that ball pit.
Time changes. Like we all get new titles. Like maybe they'll do what WWE just did, and they'll bring it back occasionally and stuff. But I know it
Why? It
sucks.
was working. It was so good. That was one of the highlights of this year. Mustafa Ali made that championship so prestigious, so good. I know I'm talking to the wrong people about this. But come
Yeah,
on,
you guys
man.
are- yeah.
Feel my pain. Feel my pain.
They're gonna call it the Z Division title now.
Listen, I felt your pain when they fucking switched the fucking world heavyweight title many times. All right, I felt your pain. I felt
Yeah,
your
they
pain
went
when
to
they
the
fucking
stupid
switched the
Universal
same
title.
goddamn universal title to a fucking
Like-
black belt instead of
How
a
did
blue
you
or a
feel?
red
How do you
belt.
feel about like when WWE got rid of the cruiserweight title, the first one during Ruthless Aggression?
I didn't really care because it was like
Yeah, I
it was
didn't care
becoming
about
like the
that.
speed title. Like it wasn't prestigious anymore.
Like them changing it to the Universal. Like when we got that title, that was stupid.
Yeah. I
Like
don't
that's
know.
the stupidest title thing. And then it being red too.
I'm really sad about it because it was so cool for its time. But hey, I guess you got to move on. I'm very nervous, like with TNA, with what they're going right now. Yes, like even like the Tessa Blanchard thing. Like at first, I was happy about the signing, but like now, the more I know, like
Man.
things that are going on, like the more I'm just like, man,
I
TNA had this momentum, and they're really like starting
See,
to drown themselves.
I did the reasonable thing, and I gave up on TNA completely the moment I found out Scott D'Amore was let go. I didn't let myself get hyped anymore. I did the right thing. So I feel nothing. I feel
Yeah,
nothing.
you did.
I feel nothing, bro.
I feel something because even though I don't cover the TNA stuff, I do watch the highlights of the show. So I am like up to date with everything that's going on. I pay attention to certain wrestlers. So for me, like losing the X Division title, it breaks my heart because I'm a day one TNA fan. I love that shit. But somebody that I know is probably not happy about this is Ricky Knows Best, and you best believe I got his reaction to all this TNA stuff. So let's hear it from the one, the only, Ricky Knows Best.
Ricky knows best, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky knows best. Believe in me. God bless you.
It's me, Ricky Williams.
Moxley's just as crazy as him.
No, Ricky! Bullshit!
They do it too sometimes. I be catching it.
It's me, Ricky Williams.
Stop playing.
But that's my opinion.
You're so over.
Ricky knows best, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky knows best. Believe in me. God bless you.
What's up, We Are Wrestling? This is Ricky Williams, aka Ricky Knows Best. Shout out to the whole We Are Wrestling. Shout out to the best one. Shout out to the Lone Ranger. Shout out to Uncle Phil. But now let me get into this first and foremost. Let me get into these thoughts on the stuff that's going on in TNA that I've been hearing lately. I don't think it's a good business move. And I don't think the situation is going to get any better, considering all the rumors I'm hearing and the narratives. And you know, narratives fly around all the time with disrespect. Also, at the same time, TNA just regained prominence. You know, just got talent signed over there. But also, in the long run, all of these pay cuts and all this stuff, these backstage politics I'm hearing, is not going to be good for TNA. Because, like I said, they were just rising back up, and everybody was just involved and more intrigued and interested in the product again. But this right here is a slap in the face and the L to TNA right now. This is the whole case. And then my thoughts on the X Division. Terrible decision by TNA to take the X Division Championship away. The X Division literally is the backbone of TNA wrestling. For all the TNA fans that know, the X Division helped build that company. Made mid-carders into literally superstars. And whoever disagrees and doesn't know TNA wrestling, period. But shout out to We Are Wrestling. These are just my opinions, though. Appreciate y'all. God bless y'all and peace.
So, is there anything else, guys, before we close off this week's episode?
No, we covered it all. All of it.
All of it. So, to all the We Are Wrestling, I thought you were going to say something, Cam. That's why I was silent.
Oh, I was, but I'll keep it to myself.
Okay. I know you're probably thinking of Britt Baker.
Yeah, I was going to cover up all Britt Baker.
But all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there, let us know in the comment section below your thoughts on all the topics that we talked about this week on the show. Not a lot of stuff to talk about, but things that needed to be said. And just a reminder that next week, for our last episode of the year, the We Are Wrestling Podcast Best One Award Show will be taking place. You can't vote anymore. I know the flyer says it, but yep, voting ended on December 18th. So if you guys want to find out the results for the awards, make sure to check out the pre-recorded episode next week. Any crazy news that happens, I'm sure I'll probably hop on here and make an extra. And I will be live for AEW World's End on Saturday, December 28th. So if you are looking for somebody to watch the show with, I will be live for that. And of course, Raw on Netflix will be live for January 6th. But to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there, if you enjoyed this, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac already and you're listening to this episode, wherever you get your podcast, give us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download the episode, and give us a follow. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac already, over on the YouTube channel where you get the best pro wrestling content. Recommend you guys to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. The link's down in the description box below. You can go follow Ben and I and Cam over on all our social medias and ventures. Ben, he is twitching it up on Twitch, and he is ending the year off strong over there. And myself, I'm posting toy videos pretty much every day for the rest of 2024 with a brand new studio room tour. That'll be the first video in 2025. You can check all that out. The link's down in the description below. But of course, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide.
I saw that.
I thought you didn't. We are taking over. We'll see you guys next week for the Best One Awards. Take it easy, guys.